Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toku Portal Podcast. I am Ryan. With me is.
Dedicate.
Drago.
Uh, Pardon the uh, bad stream quality if you're getting hit with it. I'm not sure what's going on. I, it might be on YouTube's end. I've heard that they've been having a little trouble recently. But let's roll into the episode. Kamen Rider Build, Episode 40. Build shows off his final form, Genius. Madrug is immediately outmatched, and then Evil shows up to steal the bottles that were used by the three crows from Kazumi. We didn't get to see much of Genius's opening fight, but I like the aesthetics behind it. It works for me.
I like the aesthetics as well, but I will say that I'm a bit disappointed that the individual bottles don't really get to shine. It's just rainbow power. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was a fun fight.
I can see that.
Well, about this form, I really like this form because I am not really fond of uh, powers that actually is how Kiwami arms and how those works where you can use all the powers at the same time.
Yeah.
Those forms, yeah, I don't like those forms. I like what they did with the genius form because it looks good in daylight and like magma, and also that the bottles don't only aren't really only top heavy, they go all the way to the bottom, and the details are really good in that form, especially the when it uses like the warm and the cool colors at opposite sides. That was pretty good, like how the rabbit tank goes. I really like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like a super rabbit tank form, and I can see why they wouldn't go with the whole try to use every ability with this, because there's like fucking 60 bottles. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, it is a bit overwhelming. And yeah, that is one thing that was pretty cool is that it uses the build driver voice for one side and then the splash driver voice for the other. That's and then later on we see when he does his rider kick or whatever, it combines them. That was pretty neat.
They got a little creative with this one. Uh, so Sento has his memories up until high school, and he's missing the ones from his demon scientist days. And that seems a little random at first until we find out later that Katsuragi is like still in his head and can talk to him. And it would be too easy if he could just have access to all that knowledge at once. That's how I see it, at least.
Okay, the only thing I can see is that he doesn't remember things that are post Pandora's box light, which is really good because at least it would be too easy. Like if you take Katsuragi and Sento's both their mental abilities combined, actually you would like here you would know whatever Katsuragi knows, and the mystery would go kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just more interested in the whole lost bottles thing. I'm glad those were brought back into the light.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much play they're getting. Uh, so Gentoku walks in, and what is he wearing? Wait, he made this himself? What is this outfit?
No. Everybody says the same thing on the show as well. So yeah. Okay, remember this is the same Kentoku who cried at a dog and was doing karaoke with government money. So yeah.
Oh,
I really liked the first time they did it because we got to see like Misora interacting with him, and that's pretty rare. But the second time was a bit overkill.
Okay, yeah. Let's just talk about the second time now, where he's wearing all pink, and I started to question his sexuality. Like, it's fine if he's gay. I don't have a problem with that. It just seems a little out of the blue. It feels like they kind of ran out of things to do with the character.
No, I think it was supposed to be like, like this was, this kind of gave me a vibe of like they only had a bit of story to tell and then they needed to pad the time out. So they were like, yeah, let's do hijinks with Gentoku.
Uh, yeah,
Uh,
let's show what
that,
Gentoku is like when he's not infected with gas.
oh, we did see that in the Rogue special. It was pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah, he starts singing karaoke with government's money. That was hilarious.
Okay. So Sento hears Katsuragi talk to him inside his head. The lost bottles Evold is collecting were made by their dad, Katsuragi Shinobu. Interesting that they bring it up, and we'll have to see where that goes later, I guess. At Faust, Evold is turn. Oh wait, no. First, Kazumi wants to go to Hokuto to see if the lost bottles are at the Faust location there. And Sento wants to go to Hokuto so he can visit his mother's house and investigate the lost bottles. Everything about this sounds like a good idea. Anything from you guys on this?
It's kind of nice that they're going back to detective work instead of it being nonstop war.
Or
So yeah, it
exposition?
was a nice it was a nice change of pace.
No, I was just thinking like, after like around 40 episodes, they still have more mysteries. That was really interesting for me. Like, and then they're explaining like what significance those other bottles have and all other things like that. So I really like what they're doing.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that they still have questions at the end of the series. So at Faust, Evold is turning a woman into a new type of smash because something about slaves or causing chaos with people fighting each other. I don't know, but this is why he wants the riders. I just don't know what Evil wants anymore.
He turned humans into Lost Smash and make them fight each other. It was really confusing. I guess it's done on purpose, but
He has a
Well,
plan?
okay. From what I understand from the entire after Evolved got Black Hole, he's like, yeah, I'm unstoppable. I'll do whatever the hell I want kind of situation. And he really finds humans very entertaining. So he's like, let them destroy the world instead. Like, he just wants to do everything for his personal amusement now rather than, you know, just straight up making a black hole and destroying the world. That's what I understand from that. But okay, I forgot to tell one thing. Where the hell did Ryuga get the Dragon Splash Jelly from?
Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty sure that when his Splash Driver was destroyed, the Splash Jelly was still inside of it, and that's what led to the molten bottle that Sento eventually creates. So yeah, where did he get another one of those?
No. That Sender doesn't create that. Ryuga creates that himself.
Well,
The molten bottle, and yeah, he touched that, and that turned into the magma full bottle. It's either that Katsuragi or Sento created another one and just passed one to Ryuga, I guess. But what's the purpose of creating another Splash Jelly?
if you're not gonna even have a Splash Driver, yeah, it makes no sense. Either for some reason his jelly wasn't destroyed with his driver, or the writers may have messed up a little bit.
yeah, you can't expect like consistency in 40 episodes. Some
Uh,
inconsistent things are allowed, I guess. I'll just give them a pass, but yeah.
I can expect some consistency with something like that, but okay. All right. So Sento and Kazumi go to Hokusho with no trouble, and Sento tells Kazumi they'll invade Faust after he checks his mother's house. Kazumi goes off on his own anyways. With everything having gone to hell, Kazumi isn't sure what he should be fighting for anymore. Pretty emotional moment. Like, everything that's happened is finally settled in on him. Like, everything sucks now. He's not even fighting the same people he originally was. And then he's not even fighting the people that took over that. Just everything is wrecked.
I really like Gentoku's, not Gentoku, sorry, Kazumi's character in this series because he's really one of the best characters we have had in the past few years. I would say. He when he the only thing he fights for is his people, and now he doesn't know what to fight for anymore. So, and that is a really this was a really good episode in what they did with like Kazumi. Uh, uh, well, yeah, this actually is overall a good episode, but I don't know how to feel about this episode because of the some inconsistency in the with the you know what like Kazumi just going running off later. That kind of came out of nowhere. He would have waited for Sento if there was some inconsistency.
Yeah, the great thing about Kazumi is that he doesn't really rely on anyone too much. Most of the time, he can kind of overcome his own problems, whereas like Sento needs Misora and Ryuga kind of needs Sento sometimes. But he just like does his own thing, and he's a badass.
Sento finds a photo of Reika, the woman who smuggled them on a boat back at the beginning of the series. There's also a guardian in the photo, which is weird because Toto didn't start using guardians until after his father, Shinobu, unfortunately killed himself. So why would he have this photo? More on that later. Kazumi gets captured and injected with a dangerous amount of nebula gas. The amount where if you get defeated in battle, you'll blow up. But it did increase his hazard level. During his escape attempt, the new Smash is revealed to be Prime Minister Tajimi, who is using one of the lost bottles, the one used by Owl Boy. Uh, Sento joins in to help him fight, but they're worried about killing her. That reveal actually got me because I had thought that it was Sento's mom they were experimenting on. I actually forgot about Tajimi and thought that she just wasn't a character anymore.
Agreed.
Uh, I didn't know who it was, but when I didn't know actually who they were experimenting on. But when I saw like the Genie, and then like, okay, she is gonna go full smash now. But yeah, I really like that. Like they are using the negative influence of Nebula gas, like the aggressiveness and the thing that you get when you turn someone into lost smash like when like the same aggressiveness and stuff that you get when you inject someone with dangerous amount of nebula gas and susceptible to control. That's
Uh, okay, we should be live again. Sorry about that. Uh, Drago, you were saying?
no. I was saying that like this is a really give him a power up, and then also the fact that everybody else hazard level is pretty high because Sento and Ryuga's hazard level were like above 5. and this one Kazumi wasn't getting any because he was still at 4 point something. Now I guess it is shot above 5 because of the death clause.
Yeah, they didn't actually give him a number, which I'm glad that if they're just going to abandon numbers at this point, they seem pretty meaningless anyways. Decade, did you already say your piece?
Um, no, I would just agree. I mean, Utsumi was way more powerful than Grease, so it's definitely time that he got stronger. I'm interested to see how Gentoku is going to do in the next fight against Utsumi. That should be interesting.
Yep, and also like stock, I really like seeing the snake suit. I missed it kind of, but yeah, the black hole form wasn't there. That was the black hole form wasn't there today in the last scene. That was kind of, I don't know what happened to the suit, or maybe they shot this. They didn't have the suit when they shot this, so yeah.
Maybe like it got a little damaged and it was being repaired. Or maybe it was just toy advertisement. Like, hey, don't forget about this suit.
Maybe that was maybe like I think the writer want asked for like a proper power of a Gento suit, and then they were like, okay, promote the Splash Dragon Splash Jelly instead.
Well, only one scene left. Uh, so Evo shows up to take the bottle back. Meanwhile, Sawa and Banjo ask Reika about Shinobu, and she says she saw him recently. So he hasn't been dead for nearly 10 years?
He has been faking his death or
Which,
something like that, maybe.
okay, he faked his death to like get away from Evolt. I can understand that. What has he been doing this whole time? A war's been going on.
Underground bunker.
Maybe he's just been like. I mean, he was with. Oh, what was that lady's name? Tajimi? No, that's the prime minister.
Reika.
Whatever. Oh, Reika, yeah.
Well,
So he's probably been going around at each region doing something. Who knows?
something.
What a plot twist.
Uh, that was the last note. So I guess final thoughts on the episode. Overall, I have mixed feelings about this episode. I enjoyed the plot stuff, but the kind of comic relief filler fell a little flat on me. Uh, I just don't get what they were going for with Gentoku. And other than that, we've got more questions than we got answers now. It's that's starting to wear a little thin on me. Like, not that it's uninteresting, it's just I'm getting a little burnt out on this show. So I'm glad that it's coming to an end and can wrap this all up.
Personally, I really I like this episode a lot, but I didn't like this episode at the same time. I got like mixed feelings because of the toy commercial thing, and also the fact that the sound wasn't that great. Other than that, everything else was really good. Uh, Kazumi was, and then the mystery of Sento's father being alive is, well, yeah, this is the. I don't think so. We have gotten a primary rider with both parents alive. That's
Um,
a yay.
both parents alive. We don't know that Ryuki didn't have parents.
Okay, I don't know, but yeah, except Shinji, who is ambiguous, yeah, and AG, whose parents are alive.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think so. Anybody has that.
yeah. Oz's parents are politicians. They pulled him out of Africa when he started that civil war.
I really like those. Yeah, but right now I'm at a point in build where like the entire finale could suck, and I would still say it's one of my favorite Rider show. And also the evolved stuff was kind of wearing thin on me, and I'm pretty. It's pretty nice to be back to the Smash stuff and more mysteries that we had in the first half. And I'm pretty good with this like build as a whole at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're still keeping it mysterious, so I'm not. I'm still hooked. Of course, I'm gonna finish it to the end, but they could definitely be using some of their characters better. Got too many people sitting on the sidelines, but oh well. Looking forward to next week. This was a fun episode. A bit too fun at some points.
Yeah, I always wanted to say that the character sitting on the sideline, I this thing of like they are doing pairing the two riders together and then letting them go on their adventure. Maybe next time we'll see what do you call it, Banjo and Rogue go to Sato or something.
Maybe.
I don't think so because they have to promote Genius form, but maybe some episode later. I hope they do that once.
Um, anything else? Because I think I've said everything I need to about this episode.
No, nothing much. I'll just gonna say that if you really want to understand what that Gentoku was, you want to understand how this Gentoku thing came from, just go to watch the Rogue Special episode 1. Um, so other than that, yeah, that would actually give you a better context to what Gentoku is doing. Because Gentoku without the Nebula gas and Pandora box's light is kind of a different guy, I would say. Maybe like he was always into this and then he went to politics and yeah, he changed probably because politicians won't allow that kind of clothing.
King theorized that he might be going through his midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Alright. Sorry for the audio issues this time around. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week with Lupin Ranger versus Pod Ranger, and next Wednesday for more Kamen Rider Build. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening.